is a true testament to say Nigeria will be great. I don't even know what to say, but then people used to say, let's stay together to keep Nigeria, to make Nigeria better. Mama, okay. Where people talking to? When people ever think they're going back to Nigeria, I'll be like, okay, to each their own. No, these passports is a testament that Nigeria will be great. Now I'm convinced that yes, Nigeria will be great. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Adefemi Shimaski. If you can see from the description, I'm going to be talking about my experience with the Nigerian embassy here in the UK, how I managed to get my passport within 4 days. Yeah, I got my passport within 4 days. Well, I'll go into the nitty-gritty of the application, starting from the application to everything I did to get my passport. But I'm impressed. I must really say I'm impressed. It seems like something that will interest you. Do all to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. Last year, I decided that I was going to finally take my husband's surname on my documents. So I started researching what will I need, what are the things that I needed to take my husband's surname. Then I took my Nigerian passport. I was still very much in debt, and I went on the Nigerian immigration service that all the processes. I also watched some YouTube videos. That is why YouTube videos are really good, because it helps you, right? So I watched some YouTube videos, people's experiences, how were they able to go about it, were they successful, what did they have to do. All those research I did, I discovered that you can even renew your passport online or at the comfort of your home. Like, the system has really changed. Even their website, their portal, it's really advanced compared to previous years. And I'm like, okay, this is how we're gonna do things, right? That's fine. Mind you, I've done this process before. I think in 2022 my passport expired. To renew my passport, I'm just going to like change to my husband's name. The name still came back in my maiden name, and I was so angry, but I needed the passport like urgently. I needed it for work, and I couldn't wait for their shenanigans. So I just had to like take my passport, and they made me sign to say it's all my fault, that I was the one that I didn't want to wait. I said I don't mind, I will sign anything, but I cannot travel 4 or 5 hours back to the passport office. Mind you, I submitted this envelope for them to send the passport to my house, but they never did for almost 3-4 weeks. You know how there's nobody you can call, so I had to travel all the way down to London only for them to say, oh, we are so sorry, it came back in your maiden name, or it's something needs to be approved by Abuja. I said, it's okay, you should just give me my passport. So that was my experience in 2022. If you download the NIS app, use your phone to renew your passport. I tried to like register to start a new application, but it wouldn't allow me to register to start a new application. Why is it not allowing me? What is the problem? If you are changing your name, anything that has to do with children, either first or second or renewal, you cannot do it on your phone. When I saw that they are trying to improve their databases and all that, I'm like, okay, not bad, makes sense. But then it was a bit kind of chaotic or difficult for my whole situation. I couldn't even log in or start a new application online. Before you renew your passport, your NIN has to match the new name. So first thing first, I need to first of all go on the NIN portal and change my name first. So I need to do a data. I can't remember what I did. I will have to go on the NIN website and show you guys how you need to change your data on the NIN website. So thankfully, I already had my NIN, so it wasn't really much of an hassle. I had the number already even before leaving Nigeria. So thankfully I did that as at then. So with that number, you should go on the NIN website. You just put in the number and it will bring everything about you. I think you also need your BVN or something like that. What I needed to do was change my name to the new name. Why am I changing the name? I needed to change the name because of marriage. Then I put my husband's name. I needed to pay certain amount of money for it to be verified. I think I paid about £20 or so. You need to upload your picture and you need to wait and show that you've been verified. that your name has been changed before you can now proceed to do anything. So it took me about 3 days to get that. I started calling people that I know in Nigeria that they should help me, that why is it not working. I even almost entered scam. Somebody said I should bring 80,000, that they will help me to do it, not knowing that it was just like a network glitch. That was why the thing kept on rotating and I couldn't, the verification was not coming through. There was one woman that my uncle gave me a contact and I called her. God bless that woman. She told me that I should just give it time, that she has checked my name on their portal and she can see that the new name is already showing that I've been verified, that she just keep trying, that it could probably be a network issue. So that was how I saved myself from scam. Or even I would have gone to pay 80,000 to somebody, would they help you to do NIN? See, if you don't have knowledge in this life, if you don't have the right people to talk to ask the question, you will just be wasting money. That was how I skate through the NIN bits. I can now proceed to the Nigerian Immigration Service website to put in my application through. So because my name has now been changed on the NIN, the name that I would have to use will not be my maiden name, it will now be the NIN name, because if I use my maiden name, it will not accept the application. So complicated, Abby. So I now had to use my new name as it shows on my NIN to start my application. It will ask you for your full name, place of birth, date of birth, country of birth, marital status. Your maiden name will now be father's name, and your NIN, and whether you are going for reissue standard or if you are going for 10 years. I decided to go for 5 years. Thank God I even did 5 years, because when I got to the immigration office, people that opted for 10 years had issues because their payment didn't drop. I was so thankful that I was not tempted to go for 10 years, because I'm like, I beg, this trouble is too much. But thank God I didn't go for it, because if not, my trouble would have been double. So they will ask you for your relationship, your next of kin details, why you are doing the reapplication, because it's not just reissue you are doing change of name. Current data, it will be your old name, and your new data will not be your husband's name or your partner's name. So this video is particularly for those that they've just been worried that I don't think I have the mental capacity, I don't think I want to go through the stress of changing my name to my husband's name. I've heard so many people saying it's not that deep. My husband is not complaining. My husband wasn't complaining also, but I just wanted to have that name, because when you are having a child in this country, they start asking you stupid questions. Is it the father? Is it not the father? Well, now if you people see that our names they match, you're asking me whether the child is for the father. I can't start explaining myself why am Adeyemo and my baby is Shumaski, or when you now get to the airport, but when you see us as family, Shumaski, we go like that. I cannot start explaining. So those are some of the reasons that I thought of and said, I beg, let me just take the name. He liked it that I'm taking his name anyway. His head is swelling, so after you've answered all the questions, you now tell you to upload the documents. And what are the documents that you need to upload? I will be reading out the document for you. So the document I needed to submit was my birth certificate. Thank God that I keep document though, because I'm team being everything. Then it says supporting documents could be your marriage certificate, where the applicant's name is different from the other documents. So I submitted my birth certificate, I submitted my marriage certificate, I even submitted deed poll, just in case you people now want to say that you do not know that there are valid reasons. I do not have the energy. But our system was really better. It has improved, I would say. I would give them, the system has really improved compared to 2022 when I had to do this application. Your old passport data page, I submitted an application letter for myself, stating the reason why I'm just doing it, or why I'm doing it. I submitted the application letter for my husband, saying he has given me permission to take his name. I don't see a reason why we have to get the letter from him anyway. But by the way, Nigerian Immigration Service wants you to submit a permission letter saying my lord sir has given me permission to take his name. One affidavit of correction of error from High Court. Statutory evidence of change of name. So for my statutory evidence of change of name, I submitted my deed poll. This one affidavit of correction of error. If you have somebody in Nigeria, send them money to help you to do it. That was what I did for my own. I sent money to my friend for her to go to the local government to do the application for me. I even gave her Jara self. Apart from money she will pay at the High Court, I also gave her Jara to encourage her, to motivate her to do it for me. I took a picture of myself with plain background or white background, and I sent it to her that she should print it out. And she printed it out and attached it to the sworn affidavit, and she took it to the court for them to sign. She even sent me a PDF copy that she used it quickly for the application, that when I now find somebody coming from Nigeria to the UK, they will bring it for me. So that was how I sorted out the online application. So once you submitted all the relevant documentation and you are happy that you submitted everything, it will now take you to the portal to pay. I think it's about $153. It will now take you to the portal for you to book your appointment. This application that I did, I did in September 2025, and the earliest appointment date for me was January 20th, 2026. That was the earliest appointment date. Maybe I'll get something sooner. Anytime you go to the portal to like check, it will tell you restricted. You cannot change your appointment date. So I left it like that, and January 2026 came, and I went for my appointment. Guys, even before then, there was this information that was sent out to say if you have an appointment with the Nigerian Immigration Service, that they are doing some intervention or whatever in some cities close to you, that you can go, you pay £40 postal order. No need to now go to London. Thought about it. If I need to travel to London, it's like 4 or 5 hours. Manchester was part of the intervention program. It's closer. Maybe I should go to Manchester. But the date for when I saw the information online was so short, and I wasn't feeling too good self, so I couldn't go. The Glasgow one was second week in December. I will just do that one. Then I went on this day to Glasgow. I spent the whole day there. This intervention wasn't intervening. One, they said they were taking 100 people per day. From the previous day, they were in number 300 and something, 200 and something. They could not even finish everybody. It was just wishy-washy. At the end of the day, they will collect your passport the day before and say you should come the next day. There's no point. What if I come the next day, or I'm unable to come the next day? Then my passport, like, there's no need to risk it. So I couldn't do the intervention. I just waited for January 20th to come. So January 20th came, back my life. Just when we won't finish on time, so I carry lunch, breakfast, dinner. Only from the door to the door, I saw that there's no queue. I say, maybe I'm not in the right place. Maybe I just sat down again. And somebody came to was begging me to say, no, yeah. I said, Then I moved forward. There was no single queue. That was like, first of all, like, God is good. Things are happening. There was no single queue. My birthday was 11 a.m. I got there like 9 a.m. On a normal day, if you go to Nigerian embassy, if your appointment is 10 o'clock, 6 a.m. people are already outside. We're very long ago. So I entered, they gave us tickets. I saw the ticket number they gave me. I was number 143. Around 9 o'clock. You put it on your website and you open half 9. I didn't even think much about it. Me, I've entered. Then immediately you enter, there's a small cubicle. They take your phone, they give you a ticket number so that when you come back for your phone, why are they even taking our phones in the first place? Me, I'm so happy that I'm here, no queue. I sat down. 2 minutes later, they said number 1 something, go to counter 2. I went to counter 2 told me go to interview. I said just like that, that's it. Then I went to interview room, there was no queue. I said, you submit all the document you needed to submit at that interview room, online passport application, so your application form, definitely your payment slip, your appointment slip, photocopy and original of your current passport, photocopy and original of your marriage certificate, copy of your husband's data page. But when you go to that interview room, they will give you back the original copies of all your documents. They will not take it from you. They will take your passport, definitely, but they will only take the photocopy of your marriage certificate and the consent letter signed by your husband. Copy of proof of maiden name. They didn't even need it because I submitted my old henna hen. The lady gave it back to me, so they don't need it. Then administrative portal order of £20 addressed to the Nigerian High Commission. Standard, special delivery envelope you give to the woman at the interview room. She was a bit aggressive, but I was just smelling at her saying, Mama, you're tired of the I almost even offered her I should buy a coke. But I said, let me mind my business. So before they will say I'm trying to bribe the officer of the law. After the interview room, you now go and sit back at the lobby. Like 30 minutes. They now said number so to number so go upstairs. I think they were trying to do it in batches because of the crowd, but I must tell you, they were really fast. Once you submit your document at the interview room and the woman takes your documents upstairs, people that had appointment for 11 and they were there for like 9 o'clock. By 11, they were gone. People that we came together almost the same time, that our numbers were like number 1 something together. Ending up going to do their biometrics and leaving. What's going on? The leader came to tell us that those that are doing change of name, like doing application for children, they have issues. And so the issues needs to be resolved. Abuja needs to approve and vet all those applications before we can do biometrics. So I got there 9 a.m. I couldn't do biometrics until like 2 o'clock. Another set of people that also had issues, those that had payment issue, they paid to third party. The payment didn't drop, so now they need to wait for the payment to drop. Some of the people I was chatting with, from what I could hear them say, it was majorly those that had like these 10 years passport renewal applications that kind of have that payment issue. Family of 5, 3 had payment issue, 1 went through. Make it make sense. Those that had change of name issue has been resolved. Where about 5 of us were changing our name to our husband's name. As at 2 o'clock that it got resolved and we were all called in for biometrics. These parent people are still there. So only God knows how long it will have taken them to get the issue resolved. So that was how it went at the Nigerian Immigration Service. It was smooth sailing. It was fast. In my own opinion, it was fast. Aside from the fact that they said we had issue. And another thing I'll give them kudos for is, on a normal day, they will not even come to tell you what is going on. They will just be mute. Communication was very, very good. They came to at least tell us that, oh, we're so sorry, you guys have issue, and we need to wait for it to be resolved. We apologize, it's not your fault. And they came about 1 or twice to explain this issue, explain what is going on, and they didn't just keep us sitting there. Actually, it's when you know what is going on. Prevents people being agitated. They were also attending to people that maybe they tried to do contactless at home, or their biometrics for some reason didn't go through, and they still needed to just come in, get it resolved. There were also a self-center area for them where they were also being attended to. So I would say the system is beginning to work. I'm so happy that we finally got here. I can only pray that we keep it there, keep improving. Everything being digitalized, it becomes much, much better. I don't see a reason why they will say, oh, you want to change your name. Every country, embassy or passports service, you can do everything online. I don't see a reason why there's a caveat or there's a restriction to say if you are doing newborn baby passport, you have to come in person. If you are doing change of name, you have to come in person. If it's just passport renewal, you can do it online. If it's first passport, you have to come in person. There are some things that they should just make everything. If you are going digital, they should make everything digital, and there should be proper information, proper education. I think what kills people and what makes this whole process hard is lack of communication, lack of information, doing the right thing to do. That makes people losing trust in the system. Apart from the fact that some people are actually lazy to source for information, well, I would say kudos to them. They really tried their best. Everybody was attended to as much as possible. There was no crowd, and I think they closed the door 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So I'm sure appointment is between 9 to 3. Anybody that comes after them, maybe, I don't know what they do to them, but I said that the door was closed. Maybe probably they were closed for the day. The fact that there was a process and they followed through, and it really went well. And I was shocked. I went there on Tuesday, 28th of January, and on Saturday, I just said Coco on my door, and I checked, it was Royal Mail, and they said we have a pass, so you need to sign for it. I'm like, okay. I saw it's my passport though. I am so glad. See, it's so good. The first thing I did was check the name to ensure that it's the new name that is there, and I can see it's the new name with all my data and everything. So they signed it for you. No wonder this guy was asking me if my signature has changed. My signature has not changed though. So in 5 years time, we need to renew this. Hopefully, by the time that 5 year comes, their digital portal is working fully well and there's no restriction. Maybe it will allow us to do passport for our children, because I would like to do passport for them. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, comments, I know my thoughts was all over the place. Let me know in the comment section whatever your questions are. I think I will try to be able to answer. Maybe there was something I missed, but that was how the whole process is went for me. And at the end of the day, this coming in 4 days, this is a sign and a testament that it's a system that is beginning to work, and I'm so proud. I'm so impressed, and I just pray that God will just cover these insurgencies, bless our economy, make it greater and better, and Nigeria will be a better place for everybody. You'll be thinking of going abroad, not to stay but to do holiday and just come back, and all these kidnapping cases, God would curb it for us. Kudos to the Nigerian High Commission. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to like this video. Please like this video, you know, even if you don't even have time to listen to all these my stories, at least support me by just playing it at your background. Share with your friend that this might be beneficial too. Get to subscribe to this channel, very important.